Hello, welcome to a special. You never thought I'd be heading back
to the Sonic series, now did you?
this soon. Well, this soon at least. Welcome to a special special series.
This time,
This is Sonictober.
Yep.
We will be covering the modern era Sonic games.
Which consist of Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, and Sonic Lost World. We'll also do a bonus rant on Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Oh yes.
And a bonus coverage, a short little coverage video on Sonic and the Black Knight.
Yeah. Both games I haven't finished.
And so that's why they're not full-length reviews. But anyways.
Okay, so, well, obviously, you're here for the history lesson and with Sonic Unleashed. Well, okay, here, so, if you think of Sonic in 3D, you mostly think of the Adventure series. The Dreamcast era. Very polarizing titles nowadays. But as things started to really evolve, the Sonic series really fell
apart, at least in the eyes of the fandom.
With Sonic 06. Which was new bugs, had things that didn't make sense.
Which is bugged, confusing, and unfair.
It nearly killed the Sonic series. So Sega decided
something needed to be done about it.
They were originally starting out as, believe it or not, guys, Sonic Adventure 3. You heard me out.
They decided to rewrite the game
because 06X had the adventure formula and it was poorly received.
So they decided to try out a new formula.
They saw what worked. Sonic Rush on the DS wasn't as widely loved by people.
And often praised as the best Sonic handheld game.
Yeah. A video on that will come in a later date.
No, a video on the Russian Advanced series will come in a later date.
True. But, so Sonic Unleashed was revealed to E3. E2, people were excited to see Sonic returning to form and being in 2D, with a 3D but transitioning into 2D. However, a lot of skepticism came and when they revealed the other gameplay style,
a God of War style,
a beat 'em up style,
a 3D
hack and slash style game,
hack and slash combined with 3D platformer style gameplay. The Werehog.
Many people were skeptical about it. Now, the game was eventually released in 2008. To once again, a very divisive reviews, very divisive reception.
There were so many people. There were people who just hate. There were people who. The four main types of people who review the game went something like this. There were the people that loved of the Sonic parts, but hated the Werehog stages.
Some call me Johnny.
People who loved the game overall.
50%.
About half the fandom. People who hated the game overall, which were very uncommon.
IGN's review of Unleashed.
And people who just thought the game was average.
Not a lot of... That's a small percentage. Now, where am I?
Now, I'm sure there are people who like the Werehog stages, but didn't really care for the
day stages, but I don't know how much of a majority...
How much of a percentage of the fandom that consists of.
And in 2009, Sega gave a license to Gameloft. That might sound familiar to the mobile community. To make what we're covering first.
Let's get this out of the way since it's not part of the main review. Let's go over the mobile port of Sonic Unleashed.
It's only 4 levels. I downloaded the game aim with an AP
Is the
cannon.
werehog even in it?
Yep, and it's so awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this, shall we? Let's torture. So I got the game from some file from some Spanish-ish download APK site.
From what I can gather, the daytime stages are okay.
Hey, however,
playable.
if you notice the D-pad, this wasn't designed for modern phones.
This is designed for a flip phone.
Oh. So you can imagine how much of a bitch. Also, the spin dashes for some reason in the game.
And despite being nowhere to be found in the actual
in both versions,
in either version of Unleash.
The controls, because this isn't designed for modern devices,
are a little stiff.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, the game, and then the game transitions.
What?
You start out halfway in the daytime.
Yeah.
Day stages of Sonic,
There's
and
a
then
loading screen, and then it becomes night.
And then you turn into the werehog and fight Eggman.
Wait, what?
Yep.
You only fight the bosses as the werehog?
Yeah.
That's confusing.
I only beat one level and call it quits.
It's because the game was too bad. Because the game was just that shitty. It's just not a good game.
Fuck you, Sega.
The only reason anyone should ever go out of their way to play it is for curiosity's sake.
The game was definitely.
You're really not missing out on anything.
And plus, the music disappeared. There's no music.
Well, doesn't the music just play once and then does it loop?
Yep.
Yeah, the music plays. Also, each track plays once, but never loops.
And the rendition of the theme song is just awful. Of the main theme of World Adventure is just awful.
Let's just move on from the topic of the mobile game.
And fuck it up that.
That game is
So Sonic Unleashed. We're not. I don't own the Dimps version. That's right. I create a handheld on a Sonic 4 creator or developers whose Dimps worked on the Wii and PS2 version.
Now this game has 5 main characters.
Yeah.
Sonic, Tails, Chip, Professor Pickles,
yes.
Eggman, and Eggman.
It's Professor Pickle.
Professor Pickle and Eggman. Well, technically Dark Guy is there, but only appears out in person.
By the way, here's a fun fact about the game's development. Because this was going to be ESA 3, Knuckles, who's shockingly missing, he was
originally going to be in the game.
And alongside everyone's favorite, the most popular Sonic character,
Shadow.
But they decided to just stick with Sonic.
Just stick with Sonic and have Tails on the side.
This is what had happened for the rest of the...
Along with introducing a character that only does anything really helpful in the final boss fight.
Yeah. And, okay, but let's go over that story, shall we?
Along with being adorable.
Yeah.
At least in the Japanese version.
Okay, let's go over this. The story begins with Sonic chasing thwarting Eggman's bait. Can I just say that the Hedgehog and
the renders cutscenes beautifully.
That's already you get the two things out of the way first. It can sound.
Both get a 10.
The game, graphically, the game is just.
The game is probably the most beautiful looking Sonic game to date.
At least for 3D standards.
Yeah, the most beautiful 3D Sonic game to date. The most beautiful 2D Sonic game to date is Mania.
The game is running on the new Hedgehog engine. It was running on the new Hedgehog engine. And sound, this is a rendition.
Of course, this is a more techno
orchestrated. The game has a fucking orchestra.
The game has a full orchestrated soundtrack.
Yep, just like the Galaxy games.
Just like Super Mario Galaxy. And we all know how good the Super Mario Galaxy games are.
Don't go buying those soundtracks, though. Oh, they're expensive.
But don't buy the soundtracks, they're ridiculously expensive.
But, okay, this is about Sonic...
This isn't about Super Mario Galaxy. Or soundtracks.
Yeah. I was just saying, a game those out of the way first. But the story, Sonic chasing Eggman as usual. Turning super. Until Sonic turns super, thwarts Eggman, and it makes him beg for mercy. Where have I seen that before? No.
Mega Man.
However, Eggman takes this opportunity and doesn't pass down this opportunity.
He
deactivates. It drains the energy of the
and
emeralds.
quickly he turns the situation around in his favor.
He turns the emeralds and drains the power of the emeralds. And somehow, because of Dark Gaia,
and somehow infuses Dark Gaia, diluting them and infusing them into Sonic's being.
Because as the world was split in half,
allowing
into 7 pieces,
allowing for the werehog
to appear.
Yeah, to appear.
Yeah,
Sonic can't thought of one of our fan game concepts.
Stop it. Sonic, it can't do much against Eggman,
and form because he's not used to how it handles.
Or the fact it just happened.
Because it just happened.
And he's launched into space, launched it out of orbit,
and crash lands on Earth next to some kind of
and falls on someone.
On
a small creature,
a small flying chipmunk
who doesn't know what he is.
Somehow.
Later on, Sonic then and decides to help regain his memories. Upon exploring in a city and this part, I love it.
This chipmunk decides to.
Sonic gets the name.
They used to call him Chip because chocolate chip.
He has a total orgasm over
ice cream. He orgasm over ice cream.
What?
His voice is adorable in the Japanese version,
but
the English voice sounds wrong.
Yeah, Chip. Yeah, Chip. God. I love it. Yum.
Fuck.
No. They do the Chip.
That voice does not fit that.
Although that doesn't. And again, and it's the other way around in the Japanese version. And Sonic's voice just sounds plain creepy.
In the Japanese version,
Sonic sounds like a pedo.
In the Japanese version, it's Sonic's voice that sounds uncanny.
But okay, later on, Sonic finds out that in order to get rid of his werehog form and restore the Chaos Emerald's energy, with the last one being placed in Eggman's Interstellar Amusement Park, or Eggman Land. Wrong game. And here, after taking out the Pissy, after taking out the Egg Dragoon, it confronts Dark Gaia, and this happens. The werehog is ripped straight from him, and Sonic is about to be killed until.
Because he doesn't have enough physical strength to face Dark Gaia.
Until the most what the fuck thing happens. Chip gathers the continent, the Gaia temples,
from all the continents, pulling them towards himself,
and creates a fucking Megazord.
And then proceeds to start beating the shit out of Dark Gaia.
And Sonic eventually regains the power of the emeralds and turns super. However, Chipmunk, every millennium, the endless battle continues, and Chip sacrifices himself for Sonic to live.
Yeah, Chip basically allows himself to continue to fight Dark Gaia for all eternity.
Yeah, I didn't bring up that plot point.
Yeah,
Chip is actually Light Gaia.
Chip is actually Light Gaia.
The reason why he forgot his memories is that Dark Gaia was woken up too early.
Without Chip being able to regain all of his knowledge.
So, okay, as for the story, this isn't a rating, but I think it's it's pretty fucking good for a Sonic game.
Other than some scenes being a little pointless.
It works really well with only 5 characters.
Yeah, it works really well with only 5.
And plus,
with only 6
we get to see an introduction of who would later become
Orba.
Eggman and trusted. This is who's white in this game. and because he's just a mere prototype.
Yeah. Known as SA-5.
I don't know why.
Because it's SAS. That's why the 5s represent S's. S-A-S-S.
Oh my god. Ass. And plus, the voice actors finally he understood their characters.
Yeah.
Whereas Mike Pollock sounds fucking great, who continued on his voice, the voice of Eggman.
This day.
And well, you got to hear, this is kind of the last main series game, and with Jason Griffith.
Which is the voice of Sonic, and arguably his best performance.
I mean,
his magnum opus, if you will.
Yeah. I really enjoy the story. So, how does the gameplay? Well, first off, you have two styles.
Well, you have two gameplay styles, so we'll have to go over both of those in different sections. First, let's start with the more familiar of the two. The daytime gameplay style.
Mostly, basically Sonic Rush turned 3D. Sonic has familiar moves,
such as the homing attack,
which for some reason now has its own button.
Attack, slide kick,
and light dash. But new to it, is the stomp, up and wall jump.
The stomp and wall jump moves.
Along
with the boost making its first debut in a 3D game.
The stomp is used to quickly regain momentum in 3D, and then take off after boosting.
Yeah, well, don't you lose momentum to stop yourself?
To stop yourself from it's basically to halt yourself.
To pause yourself in place so you don't ram into something.
And then you can take off.
And then you can continue.
The wall jump is a little awkward.
Unless you jump right away, you end up sliding down the wall and ruining your.
It's only used a few times.
It's not really used all that much.
But Sonic,
thankfully, I don't think it's ever used in any 3D sections.
No, it's not. It's only in 2D.
It's only used in 2D sections.
Sonic also has a new maneuver known as the quick step.
Quickly step to the side.
I mean, for God's sake, don't use it in 3D. Don't use it when it's not required. It's stupid. Another new maneuver is the drift,
which is arguably your safe.
Okay, don't use the drift if it's total suicide.
Right, unless you're really good at racing.
Sure, it increases your boost gauge, but it's not.
But it's almost impossible to control.
Oh, because as you slide all over the fucking place. It's a wonder why the drift was simplified in later games.
And it's making it more user-friendly.
Overall, what do I think of Sonic's gameplay? Honestly, I think it's flawless. It's aside from honestly, I think it's flawless.
It's definitely a 10 out of 10.
And yeah, that's a shocker. Gameplay, since we're not rating stages,
we decided it'd be a good idea to rate gameplay instead.
Rate the actual gameplay. And then when the game turns to night, the werehog arises. The werehog awakens. And then, here's the divided part.
Oh, the werehog has so much controversy in the film.
People say it's a very good addition. For others, really hate the other half.
Absolutely, people here
say it doesn't work. It's not a Sonic gameplay.
Yeah, other people say some people say it's perfectly fine. Some people think it's okay. Think it's playable. About on par with the regular gameplay.
I mean, using someone's
some people think it's a great addition and it should return. Something like it should return. Other people absolutely despise it.
Here's something in the work in to show that the game it actually works. using a chart of how to make good 3D Sonic design game that you can and run fast. The Werehog can do that. Can perform a sprint.
Yeah.
And it's really how combat you interact with objects. X and fight enemies. These 2 and 3 and 4. Game to the goal, or is it too complicated?
I mean, the goal is simple.
Those are the 4, or those are the 4 for good design. I'll say it's all of these, but I won't just go in. I'll go into detail.
Yeah. The Werehog is more of a
combat oriented.
More combat oriented. Instead of being based on speed, like daytime Sonic.
Sonic is about platforming first, then speed second,
and along with a heavy emphasis on combat and brute force.
If I want to go fast, if I want to play a game where I'm just going fast, I might as well play a racing game.
Yeah.
Or
just play the daytime, or just go back and play some of the daytime stages again.
Don't worry, it's not as
the
Werehog
has plenty of levels.
Werehog isn't too slow. And
the
combat is incredibly satisfying. Pulling off various combos like
my personal favorite being the Werewheel Rush.
But if you time it right, while moving.
Which button do you press?
Y 4 times.
You press Y 4 times and X 4 times while moving.
And then you'll do a cartwheel, death.
You'll do a cartwheel, barreling through small enemies, and shredding them.
Shredding them, and like a cheese grater.
Shredding them like a cheese grater, or a Swiss cheese.
Yeah. There's also for movement into the Werehog. I can't remember this one, but remember the name of the attack. But it's a drill move. That's essentially an air dash.
You move down at a faster rate while using it.
Assuming you're not trying to do platforming.
Assuming you're in a long stretch of area and you're just trying to get through it as fast as possible, this is the move for you.
There's also the Werehog's full power combos where
you just wail on everything. These can take out bosses in seconds with high enough levels on your stats.
Oh yes, that's something I didn't bring up. The game is technically an RPG.
Yes, and it has a level system.
You explore or hub world.
It has hub worlds, a level system, and a focus on combat.
Half of the game and
half of the gameplay focuses on combat.
That's right.
It's also more focused on story. So yes, this other than Sonic Lost Brotherhood, this is the closest you're going to get to a Sonic RPG.
Sonic Lost Brotherhood.
Sonic Dark Brotherhood.
Don't play Sonic Chronicles, or it's not good. Or the closest you'll get to a good RPG. Another good
Sonic RPG
is Tails Adventure.
It's a fan game.
No, it's a game. For Game Gear. Okay. About Unleash, the game. About the Werehog. Once you have those stats maxed out,
you will tear through any opponent,
and not even use some of your other stats like a shield. Which
honestly, the shield almost never does anything really.
And the Unleashed mode, which is kind of useful early game.
But it's only really useful
if you're an Eggman.
Yeah, it's only really useful against the powerful enemies in Eggman Land.
And it's really not needed. Later on. I recently just maxed out the Werehog,
which took forever since it has the hardest to upgrade stat in the game. The Werehog's life takes your maximum amount of holdable experience, 99 levels.
Yep.
Yeah, by playing through levels, you can collect these
yellow
prisms.
That are actually experience points. Sonic won't gain much of these, but the Werehog, since his levels are combat oriented,
It gains a lot of these.
Rightfully
so. Doesn't Sonic only have 2 stats up that it can upgrade?
Yeah, he only has speed and the boost gauge.
Sonic can only upgrade his speed, his top speed, and boost gauge. While the Werehog has 5 different stats. There's life, shield, unleash gauge, power, and
combo
bonus.
Yeah, I think. So, with that in mind, the Werehog, once again, almost it's flawless.
It's a very solid game. Section. The only real downside is the level design.
That's kind of a nitpick.
Yeah, there's a few nitpicky level design choices.
Yep. Overall,
a couple of stages. Overall, 10.
Yeah. But here's what would do to replace a level. Rating levels.
We're gonna rate how fair the game is.
Well, the game is.
Well, we talked about how well the gameplay modes control.
Well, how does the game?
But how are the
game difficulty balancing?
But how well are the levels difficulty balanced in terms of difficulty balancing?
Well, for the most part, it's decently hard.
Hard. It's fair.
Once we get to Lost Road, you'll see why this is a blessing. Until this is gonna go. Oh, again, and this is definitely why this. The whole reason why this thing came to 10. Once you collect. Another gameplay feature was collecting medals, collecting sun and moon medals. Well, something you need to progress.
Okay.
Sounds fine. I'm a guy who loves exploration.
And after doing this, you unlock more or harder levels. And by hard, I don't just mean fairly challenging.
They're bullshit.
For example, there's the Chow missions where you have to collect a high amount of 10 Chow out scattered throughout an area without losing in life.
Or a really tight platforming section in Shanant, and where you have. Where the end of
the stage has a section where you're going
yourself.
Has a section where you're going super fast, and there's nothing earlier in the level. You're like, that section is blocked from view, and you have no idea that you're supposed to jump to the goal, or you'll fall in a pit until it's too late.
But your button input is
lag because of the boost pad. So by the time you notice that you're supposed to jump and you press the button,
I just narrowly got past that.
You just narrowly got past it by pressing it as soon as you launched off the boost pad.
Or do you want? Others are just weird. Do you want to play a full lap? Do you want to go rail grinding for the entire stage? Age with you losing momentum. And the more you get hit and slow down.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Do you wanna play an incredibly stupid an obstacle course? Sounds fun,
doesn't it?
But those are entirely optional. Aren't required to beat the game.
The only required level to beat the game.
This is what's going against.
It's the unfairness. Everything else is technically optional if you're just going to
that's fine. They're hard, they're bullshit,
but you don't have to complete them if you're just trying to beat them. What level are we talking about? The game's final level. Okay, final levels are supposed to be difficult. Combine everything you've learned and test your limits.
Here's the level. Well, aside from that, it starts with a stupid. You technically start the level with that gameplay style that isn't part of anything that isn't part of the gameplay. Because it's barely gameplay.
It's only used in 2 levels. There's a game mode where you just press, which is just a button time event.
Button pressing.
It's just pressing buttons
on the tornadoes
as they appear on the screen.
And then you gotta fight the same boss twice.
Yeah. Both levels there's only 2 levels that use this mechanic, and you fight the same boss in both of them.
And it's incredibly stupid. That's not part of the gameplay section.
I mean, they couldn't have at least come up with a second boss, a different boss for the other one.
No.
No. But Eggman Land's primary section
is, first off, it starts with you doing some platforming or skipping altogether with rail grinding, if you know what rail to hop on, and then you transition into the werehog.
Yeah. As you can tell, in Eggman Land, you switch between the two forms throughout the stage.
Meaning that your time limit will disappear when you transition. And so you won't know how long you've spent.
From the level until you've beaten it.
Or gotten back to the daytime. Back to the Sonic part.
Yeah, because
the first section in demonstrating this character switching isn't too bad. But then towards the end, you gotta do it.
Both forms of gameplay have bullshit sections. There's
Sonic has this obnoxious roller coaster.
You have to rail grind for a really long time, for a large portion, for like 2 minutes straight without dying, with no checkpoints.
Yeah, that's right. Totally fair.
And with the werehog, you have to perform ridiculously tight platforming. With
no drop shadow.
With no drop shadow and enemies everywhere.
And you can't grab onto the pole or if you fuck up.
Because
you gotta restart the section.
You gotta restart the whole section.
And to top it all off, you gotta do at the very end is the werehog.
You have to fight
three.
You have to fight 3 mini bosses. There's the Big Mama enemies, which I'm pretty sure spawn smaller monsters, right?
No, they don't. They're just around. They have such as the Gaia Masters, which what do?
They either fire off powerful or range attacks, or heal the boss.
Yep, that's right.
And they're infinitely spawning in the second set. The first challenge isn't too bad. There's a few medium-sized enemies and one boss. But when you enter the second, you have to fight 2 of them. You have to fight 2 of them at once with enemies that can heal their health fast. They can heal their health in the blink of an eye.
Don't forget that these things have a shockwave attack that can leave you in the form of a double shockwave, which you have no invincibility frames with. If you can get hit twice consecutively, any attack pushes you back.
You have to button mash to get up.
Mash the A button.
As far as I'm aware, these are the only enemies that do this.
You don't see them again until the end of the game. And you see them in the first werehog stage, and then towards the end.
And then they're only in 2 levels.
Yep.
Only one. You only have to fight 1 at the end of the first werehog stage, and then 3 at the end of the fight at the end of Eggman.
Game for the game the fairness gets a total. It's a 9 if it 9. It would be a 10 if it was
Eggman that exists.
So
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, give the game a 7.
Yeah, so overall,
20 plus 7 divided by
20. That's music and graphics and gameplay and regular
gameplay. Graphics and sound all got a 10.
A regular gameplay. Wait, how do you want to do this? Do you want
what?
Do you want gameplay to consist of fairness? Is Werehog and Sonic, or just Werehog and Sonic? Okay. Or do you want those two to be separate?
Werehog and Sonic are part of gameplay.
Okay.
Fairness is its own rating score.
Okay, so that would mean that's 38.
10, yeah, that's 38.
8 divided by 4.
Or.
This game gets a 9.5.
That is our highest score.
This is the highest score we've ever given any game.
Within our year of gaming.
Yeah, this is the highest score we've given a game this year.
What can I say? Sonic Unleashed is probably my favorite.
It's probably your favorite 3D Sonic game, and the closest you'll get to a perfect 3D Sonic game.
And it's got it's long enough to be satisfying. It's
without dragging on.
The controls are perfect.
The game controls beautifully.
The game, the soundtrack is just
Gorgeous. The game looks beautiful. And the game doesn't force you to play any unfair sections unless you challenge yourself to go for 100%.
Which I don't recommend. And don't go for those trials. I didn't talk about those because,
well, they're not really.
They're just the same levels, only with
the extra stipulations such as time.
Defeat an amount of enemies, beat the level.
Time, such as being the level within a certain amount of time.
Collect a shit ton of rings.
Collecting a certain amount of rings, or being the level of achieving a certain amount of enemies.
The game doesn't force you. And the hub worlds are actually small and
interactive. And do we mention that each individual hub world has an action hub to accompany?
So the game can act wonderfully.
You can and you have to go around in the hub world to discover or react, which is, in my opinion, reminiscent of Diddy Kong Racing of all of it.
Wow. Or don't forget Sonic Advance 3 technically has this where you can play stages in any order.
Does it have a hub world though?
It has a hub world where you can choose acts. Acts and do stuff. But the game this is the pinnacle of 3D Sonic. No, what? So I guess I'll see it. I guess we'll see you in the next game. The next two games. The next game, Sonic Colors. And boy, do I have a lot to say about this. Say about the game.
Heck, if Noah wants, we can review it tonight too.
Well, I guess got everything to gain and nothing to lose. We're gonna be doing 2 reviews. These last 3 games, these next 3 games. And we're going to be doing a separate video on their handheld
counterparts. So, we're probably going to marathon videos until we feel tired.
Yeah, I know it's not like me, but
we have quite a few games to cover.
And we started this in mid-October. This is in the middle of October.
So anyways, this video's gone on long enough.
I'm NoseRen.
And I'm Amaray.
Signing out.
See ya in the next video.